Welcome to another Band Gym Insider, everybody. I thought today would be a great day to take you through what you need in your band gym that is low, inexpensive, highly versatile types of equipment that really will allow you to do so many more things with bands. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. Let's talk about some of the things that I think you should have in your band gym right now. Well, first and foremost, you gotta have bands. And I think it's very important that you have multiple levels of band resistance, at least 4 or 5 levels of band resistance. Therefore, you can go ahead and you can do all the setups and all the exercises that we talk about. But along with that, make sure you also have some smaller level bands, 13-inch bands, because again, I think those are so key to going ahead and building and strengthening our body the right way. That said, we're going to assume you have bands. So what else would be a great thing to have in your band gym? Well, first and foremost, I think it's great to go ahead and pick up an inexpensive yoga mat. It does a couple things. Number one, it provides a grippy surface for you to go ahead and train on if you need that. Number two, if you do not have a carpeted floor in your band gym, which by the way, I highly recommend. If you can go ahead and even place an old piece of carpeting down, it's going to be great because it's going to allow you to compress your feet against the carpet versus against the cement floor, which is going to be easier on your joints, but also the band is not going to go ahead and likely be tethered because it's being compressed against the cement floor. That's what a yoga mat will allow you to do. And obviously it's just another great way to go ahead and do mobility training and have it available for you when you do. I think having a towel is real important. Not a towel to go ahead and wipe off, but a towel that you can train with, put it into more of a rope type position, or lay it down as a padding for your knee if you need it, but also going ahead and just having it available as a opportunity to, like I said, to grip and place through your bands. It's very safe on your bands, and it's not going to go ahead and challenge your bands in any way. Plus, it's going to lengthen the system, which we've talked about in regards to a towel. I think it's important that you get a pair of sliders. I don't think you need anything fancy, but just simple furniture moving sliders. They offer a great deal of versatility to your training. Plus, if you have a carpeted surface, they're going to work really easy and very efficiently for you on them. So that's what I would recommend. Pick up yourself a pair of furniture movers. I think one of the things you need to invest in is a foam roll. I think it's important that you have some type of foam roll available to you. Of all the things that we're going to talk about here that I think are easy and low cost, foam roll is probably going to cost you a little bit, but you know what? For $10, you can get yourself a foam roll. I think it's really important that you have that, not just for the soft tissue mobility work, but also it works as a great tool, and you've seen me use it in some of the exercises, like step overs or like burpees, things like that, where I'll use my foam roll to go ahead and elevate the floor surface if I need it to. You see me do these a lot, guys, but I really think a PVC pipe is a very low cost way to go ahead and bring bars into your band gym. What do I recommend size-wise? I like 18 inches and I like 60 inches. I like 1 inch diameter in most cases because it fits my grip well, but it also is going to provide me more than enough strength to train against bands that I'm going to use it on. If you want to use it for heavy deadlifts where you're going to be pulling against really big, large bands, high resistance bands, maybe you want to go more to a metal type bar, but then you got gravity to play with a little bit because the bar is going to add some weight to the system. Not a big deal, but something to consider. PVC pipe, super light, doesn't really get influenced by gravity a lot, and it's very easy to go ahead and maneuver around with. That's why I like PVC pipe, but by all means, if you want to go heavier, go with something a little bit more aggressive. Guys, I think it's important that you have a band utility strap, but more importantly, I think it's important you have a door. So if you have a door in your training area, that's awesome. Make sure if you're setting up your room in your band gym, make sure that you set up your room so that the door allows you to have a lot of floor surface area to work away from. Therefore, you'll have a bigger training area to go. I also think being able to hook the band utility strap into the hinge side of the door, we've talked about that and the importance of that. Make sure you go ahead and do that. Now you might be saying, well, Dave, You got some dumbbells and medicine balls. Those are a little more expensive. Yes, they are. But if you want to upgrade to the next level, all these things we've talked about up to now, pretty low cost. Medicine ball, dumbbells, you know how those are going to only advance your training program and your exercise options. Plus, both of them are going to be able to allow you to add a little bit more resistance to the gravity-dominated forces that we train against and give you a little bit more versatility from that standpoint, but also just add to your overall band training. So if you're going to go ahead and add to anything, I highly recommend that you consider going ahead and bringing in a pair of dumbbells and a medicine ball. Final thing that I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about is a couple of things that I don't have pictures of here, but I think are important. Number one, I think getting yourself a small, short little tripod for your band gym is a great thing. Typically, you can pick them up for $4 to $5 to $6 on Amazon, just to place your phone in it so you can see it better. Or when we set up that FaceTime call to work together, you can go ahead and put it on there as well. So that said, I think a simple little tripod would be a great idea. I also think getting yourself a whiteboard that you can go ahead and glance at. You know, I give you guys a lot of exercises and workouts, and sometimes it's good to just jot the exercises down onto the whiteboard along with the time that you got to train, just to kind of give you a quick reminder. I have just a simple board placed here in the band gym on the wall, and I use it as a way of just marking things down and taking notes as I train. But for you, it's a great way to go ahead and put your workout. Lastly, a little bit more expensive tool, but I think some type of chair or stool is important because it's going to allow you to do some different types of movements. Plus, it's going to go ahead and allow you to really assist with your squatting, your push-ups. It's going to give you that elevated surface that you often see me use to go ahead and make an exercise just a little bit less aggressive. So I think a chair is a great idea, but it's going to be a little more expensive. Maybe you can pick one up at a rummage sale or something like that for pretty low cost. But that surface and that platform would be very helpful to have. So there you go, guys. Different things that I think would be very helpful to go ahead and put in your band gym. And honestly, guys, outside of the dumbbells and the medicine ball and maybe the chair, most of the stuff you can probably purchase for well under $10, and it creates so much versatility in your home band gym.